Hello everyone, I'm Amethyst Rune Witch, and today I'm going to be talking about the uses of incense ash, as Tracy very kindly asked a lovely question, and I know what I personally have used it for, which is one thing only, but there's other things that incense ash can be used for, which is great. So I'm going to run through what I've used it for, the predominant use of it, because honestly, once we've had a incense cone or an incense stick, we're left with all this ash. So where do we put it? Do we throw it? Do we put it in a container and let the container collect dust? Like, genuinely, what could we do? And it is a brilliant question, a lovely question. But that's the whole point. You can keep it and you can use it. You can use it for a variety of things. You can, but technically, it sort of depends on what the incense was used for as to what that ash could be used for. So, as an example, this ash on this plate is from an abundance incense that I was burning the other day, and it would be useful for anything relating to abundance, whether it's an abundance of protection, cleansing. It can be mixed with other incense to give extra power to said intention. But it could also just be used for general abundance. So if you wanted to do a candle spell for abundance, you could use the incense ash instead of herbs to roll the candle in, to dress it, to anoint it. Well, anointing's usually with the oil, but then you can roll it in something, and this would be perfect for that. So that's, that's just one example. I mean, I tend to use a lot of dragon's blood incense, so that I could use for cleansing and protecting. I could what's the word? I could, use it as a spell powder sort of thing, a wish powder, blow it out into the air to take my wish off to spirit. I could do that, but it can also be used as an offering to deities, to spirits, or to ancestors. But again, that's personal preference. So if I were to follow a deity who liked, whose herbal associations were patchouli and mint, I could also use that abundance incense for that deity, because it was, the incense was made with the properties, not the properties, it was made with the oils of mint and patchouli. So there's an association with the deity. But again, it's not something I've done. This is not something I've done. We'll get to that in a bit. If you mix it with water, you can make bottles of ink. So you could have a cleansing ink, a protection ink, a love ink, for as many different types of incense that there are, you could have just as many different types of ink that you write your spells on. You write your intentions on, and then do whatever with that. You can add the ashes to spells. So I did a money bowl spell the other day. That'll feature soon. That'll be the next one. I promise. I've done these slightly out of order, but it's my brain. Anyway, the incense from this abundance incense, the ash from the abundance incense, I could add that to my money bowl just to give it a bit of extra power. I'm not going to, because I think I already put mint in it, and I'm not weird with it, I just don't feel like it needs the incense adding to it right now. But just as you can add water to, you can mix the ash with water to make inks, you can also, instead of adding a lot of water, you add less water, make it into a paste. You've then got, in some cultures, some religions, you get marked to welcome, to show respect, and you can do that with your meditations, to anoint yourself with, to anoint your tools with. It's quite a versatile thing to do, to use. If you're a bit of a garden witch and have somewhat of a green thumb, apparently incense ash is very good for fertilizer for plants. Who knew? I didn't. So, we got there in the end. But the final thing, the one thing that I know I've used incense ash for, is black salt. Black salt. I have 2 pots of it. I have a homemade version, which looks rather grey. This is made with incense ash and salt, the cloud that ash makes. Yep, that's in there. That's definitely incense ash in there with salt. That's my homemade black salt though. If you don't want to specifically separate all your different incense ashes or keep them separate, just put them all in one pot. When you feel you've collected enough, make black salt. Done. It's a constant supply of ash for it, because you don't have to add any colouring unless you want to, because black salt typically looks like that. That's black salt. This is black salt that I was sent from Witchcraft. But it truly is. It is black salt. It's not the grey black salt that I've made. So if you don't mind having grey instead of black, you can make black salt with it. It's just mixing it with salt, stick it in a container. You've got constant use for it. Black salt is good for spells and rituals, for protection, banishing or hex breaking. Can be sprinkled across doorways to keep negative energies from entering. That's just from the back of the witch casket box. But again, that's just one of many uses. You could potentially make black salt for, multiple different black salts that have different uses. The sky's the limit with this. It's as versatile as the different types of incense there are. So if you fancy adding a bit of incense ash to a spell, do it. If you fancy adding to ink to write a spell, do it. If you want to make black salt, do it. Literally, I can't remember. I made this quite a while ago, but it was just ash, salt. Might have put it in my pestle and mortar, scrubbed it around a little bit, and then there it is. But that's a general use. That's got the protection from all, that's got the associations of all the incense that I've used, and the ash that I've collected. I do have a little tub that I keep incense ash in, whether it's a stick or fluff. Whether it's ash, whether it's a stick or a cone. Now, what are you? I have no idea what you are. Why are you there? Oh, it might be. There's a thing in there, but there's incense ash. And quite literally, all I will do is I might use the stick, but I might also use the remnants of this it's one of those things that helps you to light lots of candles with at the same time, so you're not having to constantly light. But I will literally just it won't be massively clean. It'll get the worst of it off. But there we go, that's the incense ash. And this is ready for another day, another incense. But that's what you can use incense ash for. And fair warning, your fingers go a bit dusty. But black salt is my favourite use for it. Black salt is the easiest and my favourite use. I would just add a warning that just not to use black salt outside. Not, especially not in a fertile land, because salt renders land infertile. So yeah, don't you try not to use black salt outside. But yeah, other than that, indoors, go for it. I hope this has been interesting. I hope you've learned something. I've learned things just to bring this to you guys. So I hope this was helpful. If you do have any questions, please do what Tracy did. Put them in the comments. I will see them, and I will, if I don't reply, I will at the very least react to it. I will react to your comments so you will know that I've seen it, and then I will bring a video to you about what's going on. So I hope this was interesting. Please do like, share and subscribe. And I will see you again soon for my money bowl spell, which I'm gonna, my brain. Human brain, not witch brain. But anyway, I hope you all stay safe, stay well, and blessings to you all.